All right, and welcome to Freedom Gulch podcast. This is our 16th episode or rendition of it. Uh, this episode's going to be talking mostly about the election, just kind of looking back at it, the results, and everything. And then we're going to be looking into the future with our respective state parties and the plans for the Libertarian Party. So let's just go ahead and dive into it, guys. What do you think? What do you think about Johnson's results? What do you think of the ultimate results of the winner and such?
Yeah. Great results, man. So what, over 4 million people decided to vote Libertarian? Dude, we're getting to the turning point, right? It was
Yeah, I think
3 times as many people. Go for it.
I think that's what the number was. And inside the party, this is about what they were expecting. It's about what I was expecting. They should be very proud of themselves for setting the record, both in vote count and in percentage. They should also be very mindful of the mistakes that they've made over the past year, and we should be learning from that. But you know what? It's just like a huge weight off of all of our shoulders. Over. Now we're dealing with the aftermath, but elections.
Yeah, I think there were some.
It's over, right?
Definitely. I think there were some lessons learned. I'm hoping that in 2020, the delegates can see that we need a libertarian candidate who can communicate libertarian principles to a way that the masses can understand. Someone who has charisma, who could bring that out. I think that's what we really need.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Andy.
I think that's a really good point. And one of the things with the Trump victory that I don't think anyone expected, I certainly didn't, is there's this anger out there, and people understand that there's a problem with the establishment as we have it. They want change in Washington, and we've got to be able to bring a little bit of that righteous anger to the table and meet them where they are, because the problem is in Richmond for us in Virginia next year, and in Washington in 2018 and 2020, and we need to focus people on that. It's freedom.
Yeah, so the local races, right? We've got a ton of local races next year. All local races are on odd years. I know you guys in Virginia have a bunch of state rep races as well coming up.
Every year we got elections.
Yeah, every year, same here. Every year.
We have a governor's race next year. Every year election, next year is statewide.
Wow. Okay. Who's running for governor?
Right now, somebody running for governor. It goes back, so I don't know if you knew this, has a ballot access requirement that's different for statewide races than it is for president, because in 2012, only 3 guys got on the ballot in the Republican primary. It was Romney versus Gingrich versus Ron Paul, and everybody else missed it.
Okay.
Down to 5,000 for the presidential, but we're back to 10,000 next year. So there's a good chance that we're going to be looking at loans to help complete the ballot access. We expect to be able to do that. And then we just go for it.
Awesome.
Man, see, we don't have a Larry Sharp. We don't have a Larry Sharp to be running.
You gotta train him. How's Bo doing? You gotta get Bo running for governor.
Governor, I can see it. I think Bo's maybe got his hands full running the state party. He's doing a great job at that.
Yeah.
You hear the same names that are always out there, the Red Paths, but we are really putting a goal of getting a lot of state house candidates out there too. Are up. Those are, Will and I both ran last year in the state house, and
well, I just sent you 2 candidates, so you got those, right?
Yeah. I think Bo's got them.
Awesome. Okay, cool. So as far as Trump getting elected, I am super excited when he actually takes office and then backtracks on everything he said again, flip-flops again.
He's already doing it, right?
Yeah, but they're saying those are all made-up things, and I can understand that. The media is just hyping everything up, pissing people off, making people afraid, right? That's why there's so many people out in the streets right now. It's because the media keeps pushing it. Well, he hasn't done anything yet, so let's see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I like his saying "drain the swamp." I mean, that's not like he doesn't have a trademark on it, but I do like that saying, and I hope that it does stay true. He does stay true to that. I'm always skeptical. Like I remember when Obama came into office, I was looking for the transparency and a non-interventionist foreign policy and maybe some social issues and civil liberties, like maybe marijuana and whatnot, but. You see where we are now with that. So I'm kind of skeptical that he's going to be able to do anything in regards to draining the swamp. But, I'll give him a chance and we'll see.
Well,
right?
Looking at the people that he's picking for his cabinet, he's not draining the swamp. He's dredging the swamp. That's what he's doing. He's got Reince Priebus coming in as his chief of staff. And then he's looking at either John Bolton or Rudy Giuliani as his Secretary of State. It's like, come on, these guys are some of the worst people in existence. They're the establishment, the same establishment that he said he was running against. Now he's bringing them in to run his administration. No thanks. See, all these people, these libertarians that went over and said, "Oh, we need to support Trump. It's going to move liberty forward." No, dude, you just got fooled. That's what
He's got trumped.
He's got trumped. Exactly. Trump's a salesman, man. He flip-flopped 122 times since he announced that he was running for office. He's a salesman. He's going out there and he's going to tell people whatever he thinks, whatever his advisors tell him to say to get the votes and rile up the base. And now that the base is riled up, he's going back on a lot of things, or he will go back. Watch. It's just not going to happen.
I mean,
do you think he's going to get some backlash on that from his core supporters?
Sure, he's not going to do as well in 2020, but what does it matter? He's elected now. We've got 4 years. We're stuck.
With a Republican House and Senate as well. Plus, he gets to pick a Supreme Court justice.
Yep. Yeah, prepare for more statism.
Exactly. All signs right now point to him being a Republican president. He's going to raise taxes. He's going to accept some half measure that doesn't fix Obamacare or wars. It's just more of the same. He wrote in on a different kind of campaign. But it doesn't look like a different cabinet.
Yeah, but seriously, he surprised me. I thought this was like this is going to be a Clinton steamrolling, just Clinton's going to roll in there, and he pulled it out. I was so surprised watching those results. I stayed up all night and watched his speech and everything. I was so surprised. Like, I didn't think this was going to happen in a million years, that he was actually going to win and pull it off.
Bill Weld actually helped him win, believe it or not. Bill Weld and Gary Johnson both. That first CNN debate where they said nice things about Hillary Clinton, that was the beginning, right, where they started saying nice things about Hillary. And all these never-Trump Republicans looked at Johnson and Weld and thought to themselves, why would I vote for these guys? They support Hillary, or at least they say nice things about her. Well, the never-Trump Republicans, they didn't like Hillary worse. They liked Hillary worse than they liked Trump. So now they pushed all of these never-Trump Republicans back over to Trump's side. So Bill Weld actually set Trump up for a victory, I think, and really hurt the ticket.
I actually at least have the anecdotal data, because that happened to us. I mean, we had a watch party for that very first town hall, and Rand Paul kids walking out saying, "I'm going to write in Rand Paul," just like Ron Paul. And I'm talking to these guys that, like, what's the reason? And the word was very Trumpian, actually. What he said was lightweight. And that's a frustrating thing. It comes down to a couple of issues, too. The Bake the Cake really got him in trouble with the never-Trump Republicans who wanted to like him.
Yeah.
and the other one is abortion, and I wouldn't to change that. You know, our party does both, but that's a big problem for never Trump Republicans.
Yeah, a lot of the never Trump Republicans just didn't get to the polls. I think you look at the numbers in the voting was down from last election, and of course even more so 2008. But these are the two most hated candidates ever to run, and so a lot of people just stayed home. I think Trump brought a lot more people out that usually don't vote, but overall, a lot of people that normally do vote stayed at home, I think.
Yeah, and Democrats especially. Trump won with less than Mitt Romney got and less than John McCain got, despite the population growing by a large amount.
That's crazy. So people just weren't as motivated, even though the media tried to hype it up as the most important election of our lifetime. Well, they do that every 4 years. But
yeah, it's always the most important one, right?
Yeah, always. So that's
they also hyped it up as not being close, though.
Yeah, maybe some of the Democrats thought, oh, Hillary has this in the bag. I don't need to come out and vote. Hillary's got this. Not a big deal. Media could have set that up as well.
Well, in those states that he was not supposed to win at all or even be competitive, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, he won Ohio. You know, I saw him wearing Florida. I'm like, oh no. And it wasn't like it was like super close. I mean, it's close, but it wasn't super close in terms of Florida, you know, like usually Florida's like one town could sway it, you know, but it's like more than 150,000 people or something. So I was super surprised about that.
And then you got the media blaming Johnson and Stein for her loss. It's like, come on, you put up a shitty candidate, and you set yourselves up for failure. So,
yeah, Bill Weld was campaigning for Hillary. How are they going to blame us?
Yeah, exactly. She's a great public servant.
You know, I think the Libertarian Party, you know, we did great this year. Look at the numbers. But I think we still missed an opportunity. You know, if we had a clear, concise Libertarian message, Libertarian messenger, I think we could have pulled even a lot more, you know, if we had somebody that had the convictions of a Libertarian and then try to, you know, walk the line and trying to grab these people and then just, convolute the Libertarian message.
Sure. Yeah, we should have stayed on message, on target. People say that, oh, well, the Johnson campaign raised more money than any other Libertarian presidential campaign, right? They raised like $13, $14 million. But I look at Ron Paul's numbers back in the primary in 2008. He raised $28 million in the primary. He didn't even make it to the general. He raised that much. That was for sticking to principle. Now, Ron Paul is not the best orator. He's not the most charismatic guy when he's up speaking, but at least he sticks to principle, and we know where he's coming from.
Right. I remember, I was big into Ron Paul back in 2008, 2012. You know, those money bombs. He had those money bombs, and I can't remember the exact totals, but they're millions of dollars in one day.
4 million, 5 million, 6 million.
Yeah, in just one day. And like you said, he wasn't the best messenger. You know, he wasn't the best messenger, but you knew that he stuck to his principles. He stuck to his guns. He didn't try to pander to this person, and he put it out there. You know, he wanted to eliminate the Department of Education. You want to do this. You want to do, you know, he just said it was black and white. It wasn't gray and kind of, you know, trying to pander to
wishy-washy.
Right.
You know, low energy, no confidence, stumbling through. Anyways, let's talk about some successes from this election. So we have Mark Miller, who ran for railroad commissioner out in Texas. He needed 5% in that election to get the Texas Libertarian Party ballot access, and he got it. He got like 5.35 or something like that.
That's great.
So that's a huge win. We had Ben Backus, who won a city council seat in Nebraska. Aaron Starr on his second race for Oxnard City Council won. You know, Susan Marie Weber won her re-election for mayor of Palm Desert. She's on the board of the Libertarian Party of California. Aaron Starr is the former chairman, one of the former chairmen. Those are some wins for us. There's more out there as well. Look at how well we're positioned moving into the. You got one in Virginia?
Yeah, nonpartisan city council race. But,
sure.
She's one of our. Jessica Abbott down on the beach.
Nice. Well, those are super important races to start building up our farm team, right? Don Myers got elected to city council last year, and he's going to be running for state rep in 2018, having 3 years elected experience on one of the largest cities in his district. And he'll be running for state rep as a libertarian, right? That right there is very important. He's going to have more support than he would if he would have been elected to city council. And those nonpartisan seats are really easy to win compared to a partisan seat, an upper level partisan seat.
Yeah, definitely. Well, how's Washington's success? I know y'all fielded a lot of candidates.
We had 34 candidates total this year, which was double what we had last year. These are all for partisan races. Our attorney general candidate ended up getting like 33% of the vote, 880,000 votes in the state, which was the highest vote total any libertarian has ever gotten in the state of Washington. And then candidates that ran back in 2014 did much better this time than they did 2 years ago. Their vote total and vote percentage went up. So seeing the growth there is really encouraging. James Apker out in Spokane, he got 20% of the vote 2 years ago. This time he got 30% of the vote. It was a 10% increase. But this last year, he's been going out in the community. They've been doing booths at the gun show. You know, they've been active out in their communities, and they got the votes. They got an increase, big time. And they're going to continue doing it. They're going to continue growing, keep moving forward. What's up, Corey?
Hey, what's up, Corey?
Are you there?
You muted?
I didn't do anything to him.
Yeah, man, that's awesome stuff.
That's
we got to keep building and hopefully more and more electeds between now and 2020 and 2018 too.
Yeah, next year we have a goal of 100 local candidates. So we're hoping we can put up a bunch of wins next year.
Next year you have local races?
Local races. Now we have 2 cities with 3 candidates in each city, and if all 3 get elected, we have a libertarian majority in each city. So, we'll see if we can do it. One of the cities is Don Myers, obviously. They have his support. And then another city, Ording, it's either Ording or Yelm. I think it's Yelm. 2 of the current city council members are libertarian leaning, and we're not challenging those guys. Their seats aren't up. So we'll see what happens, man. We just keep finding good candidates. That's one thing that the Gary Johnson campaign did do, is brought in a lot of new people.
Yeah.
That we're definitely moving in the right direction there.
Yeah, we just got to bring them in and then just keep them coming towards, the pure libertarian view and, get rid of that pragmatic, whatever you want to call it, message.
Well, I think the cool thing about Larry Sharp is that he starts with a pragmatic message and then he moves people down the line.
Yeah, I really do. I think Larry Sharp is a great messenger of liberty. I really look forward to his race. I really wish him the best. I think he just has that natural talent to convey the message of liberty without it being too dogmatic or pragmatic. It works.
Definitely, and that's going to be really exciting, man. The next couple of years, 2018, I know there's quite a few governor's races that are going to be highly competitive. These candidates are going out there to win, and they're good communicators, and they're going to keep getting better. So,
yeah, we were just talking earlier about Larry's slogan. It is rethinking government, empowering people, right?
Yeah.
Government empowering people, which is so nice and so positive, and everybody wants to be empowered, and that's a good thing. It's very clear, and it also doesn't tell you if he's an anarchist or a minarchist. Very Harry Brown in that way, where you don't have to say either of those things. Just cut and don't replace. It doesn't matter how much you cut. Just and don't make anything worse. That's all we need.
Well, look at it. So authoritarians, they like to empower government, right? Libertarians want to empower the people. It's really simple, breaking it down from both sides. And of course, when you empower government, you're empowering the people in government to then oppress their other fellow citizens, which is horrible.
Right. You get corporatism, you get cronyism, you know. But a lot of people, for some reason, have this this idea that we are like all for these huge corporations, and that, you know, if we got our way, it'd be this huge, you know, corporation, everything, and that it, you know, they would be oppressing the people and whatnot. But if any, I mean, you look at it, we don't get donations from corporations. You know, we don't get donations from special interests because we actually believe in a free market, which is not what these huge corporations want, because they can't get the special privileges, the special regulations that put out the smaller businesses. You know, so I just wish people would get that idea out of their head. But some people really believe that.
Yeah, you know, as far as the corporations, a lot of people think that corporations exist in spite of the government, but like you said, it's because of these regulations. Big corporations exist because of the government.
Right.
The regulations that are put in place by the lobbyists from the corporations are there designed to keep the little guy down, where small businesses can't jump through the hoops. They can't pay the fees and the fines and everything else that's involved with it. So,
right, they can't, you know, read all the tax code and know all the, you know, how to get around it and use it to their advantage, or they're not big enough because the big corporations are the ones who wrote it, and they just can't get up in that, you know, they take out some rungs out of the ladder, you know, and so the barrier of entry is a lot higher for small businesses.
Yeah.
So I was actually schooled in this not too long ago. One of the beautiful things about being a libertarian in Northern Virginia is sitting around the fire at Carla Howell's house with Nick Dunbar and Montoni and Bill Redpath. The topic of corporations comes up because there's some other non-libertarians there who are so concerned about corporate power. Dunbar explained is that actually corporations are 100%, not just the size, they are 100% springing from the government, because in a real libertarian society, there's no such thing as limited liability. Huge subsidy to corporations. So partnerships still exist, people still exist, organizations still exist, but for their action.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting. That's not something that I had come to.
So Andy, next year, how many statewide candidates so far do we have in Virginia?
So when you say statewide candidates, you mean candidates across the state?
The state office, like a House of Delegates or Senate. How many do we have right now that are interested or have signed up?
Right now, we have 5 House of Delegates committed, 1 local. We have a handful of others who are interested, and we're working with it right now.
So we're going to try to get that number up. Try to get that number. How many delegates do we have in Virginia?
100 seats open.
100. Oh my God, that's right. So we're going to try to get up as high as we can.
Yeah, absolutely, and we're throwing around some talk. May try and start a PAC so we can start fundraising early, so that we can provide candidates and say, hey, guess what? You start up, we're going to give you $100 to like go set up your website, or whatever. You know, it's a process, but there's at least a lot of interest right now. And we're very lucky in Virginia that next year it's only us in New Jersey. Other states like Washington have local races, but we're the only ones with statewide.
Yeah, and great thing about Virginia is that we can take donations out of state, and we don't have a limit, if I'm correct, right? Because I remember I got a lot of out-of-state donations last year, because we have these off-year elections, and so and plus we have a lot of lax, donation laws.
Yeah, thank God for that.
Yeah. I mean, I wish I got more, but maybe next year, right? Maybe next year we can draw more donations and more money.
So we started talking about Larry Sharpin a little bit, but I'm interested in what you guys think right now. Obviously, way too early to get anything firm for New Orleans. But what are your feelings going that way?
So as far as the governor's race, obviously the incumbent governor of New York, Andrew Cuomo, is going to be running again, and we'll see what the Republicans do. They're either going to put up a no name or they're going to put up Trump Jr. So we'll see what happens.
Oh,
Larry wants Trump Jr. He wants to go after Trump Jr. So we'll see what happens. The goal is to beat the Republican. The stretch goal is to win the whole thing. But we're going to be running our campaign a lot differently than any Libertarian campaign in the past, especially the Johnson campaign this time. We've already looked at finances from the Johnson campaign. We're definitely not going that route, but they did. Most of the money is going to be going to marketing and advertising and making sure all of our activists on the ground have all the signs and the rack cards and DVDs or whatever they need to be successful. And we're going to make sure that there's no high-paid consultants or anything else. I'm completely volunteer. I want to make sure that we win some races and we educate a lot of people. It's not about 5%. We're going to have to win hearts and minds. It's about going all the way. And I think with Larry Sharp, we're going to be able to do it, get close to it at least.
So you're going to be in Washington? You're going to out of state for him?
Yeah, I'm going to head out to New York. I'll probably be there for a little bit in January. He's got a bunch of conventions that he's speaking at, same here. So he's going to come out here actually next month, and we're going to start planning some stuff. But it's all up in the air right now. So he hasn't officially filed. So we're just seeing, what the strategy is going to be overall.
Cool. So now is there a ballot act?
Go ahead, Andy. Go ahead.
I was going to ask: is there a ballot access requirement in New York?
Yes, there is.
What's the point?
It's 10,000 signatures in New York.
Okay. And is there a vote total that you can get to get around that?
Yeah, if Larry gets over 50,000 votes, he's got ballot access for the Libertarian Party.
Okay.
Yeah. So that they won't have to petition again in 2020.
That would be nice.
Yeah. It's going to be really nice when we get that. So.
You're just putting that out of the universe when you get it.
I am.
Really happen, right? You're visualizing it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's some other governor's races going on around the country. They're going to be pretty exciting to watch as well. So there's some word going around that Kevin McCormick is going to run for Arizona governor.
That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, he ran for president, obviously, as a Libertarian. He didn't get the nomination. But he's been on RT a lot. He does really good interviews. There's also Rockhold, who ran for state rep in Washington back in 2014. I actually recruited him. He got 11% of the vote in a three-way race and won 3 precincts in his district. So he's been a member of Toastmasters for a few years, great public speaker, really good guy. You can tell when you talk to him that he really cares about people. Real down to earth. He's a airline pilot instructor. That's what he does for a living. And he moved out to Kansas right after the election. And he's thinking about running for governor out there. He just got the blessing from the state party, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Is there anybody else? Isn't there the ex-pro wrestler Kane or whoever? Is he thinking about running for governor? Or
yeah, I think I heard something about that, but I don't know.
I hadn't heard that one.
Jacob something?
I forget his name.
I don't know if he's going to run for governor. But
we have somebody running for Christie's governor seat next year. I haven't heard anything out of New Jersey.
No, I don't know. I know Doug Craig out in Georgia is Steve Kerbell's going to run for U.S. Congress or may run for U.S. Congress. Everything's speculation right now. No one filed. So Stephen Nielsen may run for Congress as well in 2018. And I'm sure there's just going to be a bunch of candidates all over the country. If you look at the number of candidates the Libertarian Party had 4 years ago, it was like 537 compared to 602 this time around. So we have more candidates than we did back in 2012. And I predict 4 years from now we'll have even more. 2 years from now, next year. So it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, hopefully we can just capitalize and continue growing the momentum. And then hopefully in 2020 we can have a Libertarian run. That'd be really great. Larry Sharp, if he doesn't win the governorship, does he keep 2020 open, or is he not even looking that far down the road?
You know, it's always a thought in the back of our minds. I think there's going to be some really good competition in 2020 for the Libertarian presidential race, and it's going to be highly competitive. If he wins the governorship, he won't be running for president. He'll be focusing on that. But if he doesn't win and he does a good job, there's a possibility. If he doesn't win and he doesn't get a whole lot of support, well then, it's probably not going to happen. So I would doubt that third situation is going to be a reality, though.
Do we have a short list for 2020 candidates?
The only one that I'm aware of who has declared, of course, is Adam Kokesh. He's had a rough couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dramatarian stuff. And some of his, video wasn't good, man.
No.
But so who knows? He shouldn't be running some of that comes with the territory, and it'll probably be out of people's minds anyway. A lot of people who are, when other people bring their names up, Austin and Nick Sarwark being two of them. We'll see. It's kind of interesting. Go for it.
No, go for it. You're good.
It's kind of interesting with Sarwark, I was going to say, because a lot of the times his response has been like, let's see what happens in 2018. And I don't know if he's signaling an intention there either.
If Sarwark doesn't find someone to replace him as national chair, he'll run again, most likely. He's going to have to find a replacement. I don't know who's lined up for national chair right now, but he's done a good job, and I don't think that he would step out of that to run for president. It just doesn't strike me as doing that.
Yeah, I really enjoy him as our, as our head guy. Just some of the things they've been saying, I'm so glad that, we have such a awesome guy ahead of our Libertarian Party. It's just,
yeah, what was
those
his,
tears,
Yeah, what was
the exact?
Your tears are delicious and your bodies will die.
No, but he's a very smart, well-spoken guy, and then he'll say stuff like that, like these one-liners like that. They're just hilarious, but they still have a point to them. You know? And I'm really impressed with him. Just watching him through this election cycle. He's I think he's kind of a radical, but he's very he likes to bridge the gaps, and he works really well trying to keep everybody happy. And but he's very good on the message. He's a very good speaker and a very smart person.
He's a second-generation libertarian, for one thing. Not only does
he
actually, there's very few. Him and Ovens O'Brien, I think, are the only ones that I'm aware of. But yeah, not only does he actually believe this shit, but he's committed to the capital L Libertarian Party in a way that Ticket wasn't.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes the next couple of years, but he's good in that place. Arvin Vora is also someone that I could see.
I was thinking about that today.
Dude, he's been doing a really good job.
Vora re-upped it.
Arvin's a great communicator too. So.
Yeah. Great communicator. I think he's been putting out some really good messages after the election. Talking about why the Democrats lost and everything like that. I think he's been really, plus watching him on some TV interviews and whatnot. He's a good communicator.
Definitely. Now let's talk about some bad libertarian communicators or bad representatives of the Libertarian Party. So you posted John Moore. He was the Libertarian representative out in Nevada who switched his party affiliation from Republican
to that's the guy.
Back in January, who then cast the deciding vote, giving Sheldon Adelson and the Raiders like $700 million in public money and raised taxes. So that is a bad representative of the Libertarian Party.
That's a Bill Weld, original libertarian.
He lost handily.
Yeah,
he got 6.8% in a three-way race, despite being the incumbent.
That's
really?
Just blows me away.
He only got that much in a three-way race, and he's the incumbent. Oh my God!
Nobody knows who their state representatives are. He's not somebody charismatic enough to get reelected as a third-party candidate. And I have to wonder if maybe national parties, despite being completely justified in the actions they took, were a little more willing to do it because they knew he was going to lose. I don't know. I'm glad they censured him.
Well, the LNC dumped $10,000 in his race.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm all about supporting libertarians.
Hey, if they want to dump $10,000 into my race next year, I won't complain.
Yeah, we need to have some more support from the national organization. It's tough, though. It's tough.
Well, so I actually heard about that story from you originally, Mike, when you did a video.
Yeah.
Obviously, we all have to be watching these guys a little bit more in Nebraska and Mark Madsen in Utah. But also our locals.
Yeah, it's all about keeping in contact and, providing them the support that they feel that they need. But from what I heard from libertarians in Nevada, that John wasn't taking phone calls, that he was not listening to the party. And the Libertarian Party in Nevada censured him right afterwards. Then followed the Libertarian Party in Nevada, the LNC censured him as well. So no libertarian in Nevada was happy with him after that. And as soon as I saw that it happened, I put up the video right away, recorded it, put it out there, because we've got to hold our people accountable.
Yeah.
Otherwise we're just Republicans and Democrats, and that's not the point. That's not why I'm doing this. I'm not doing this to get people elected, to just raise taxes and increase authoritarian government. That's the opposite of why I'm doing what I'm doing. So if anyone wants to call themselves a libertarian, they better act like it too.
Yeah.
Libertarian.
Otherwise, we're just all Bill Welds, right?
Yeah, or else we're just all Bill Welds. Don't pull a Bill Weld.
It's going to be a slur for the longest time. Bill Weld has worked himself out of 3 political parties during this cycle. He's got no home here. He's got no home in the Trump-led Republican Party. He's got no home in the Hillary Clinton-less Democratic Party.
He should just go write more fiction books or whatever the hell he does.
Yeah, whatever he does. He's done. He's done. He's not going to get a position on the Clinton administration, obviously, so he's done.
Maybe he can go work for the Clinton Foundation.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, right. They're going to
take some walks in the woods with Clinton,
You know what, man? The Clinton Foundation, watch their reporting over the next few years. It's going to be like this.
Yeah. No more political power.
Yeah, no more donations. Sorry. You're on your own. Now it's the Trump Foundation. It's ridiculous, man.
Yeah, so you think Donald Trump got elected, right? And then you got Don Jr. talking about governor of New York. Do you see a Don Jr. running for president here in the next 10, 20 years or whatever?
Oh, of course. Yes, definitely. There's
Ron
a
Jr. versus
Dynasty.
Oh, geez, no, please.
Let's
no.
just read up.
No.
Then we get Baron. Then we get Baron in 40 years or something.
Oh, geez.
It's
That's
a
his
new American
9-year-old
dynasty.
son. That's his 9-year-old son, right?
Yeah, it was 10. He's 10.
10. He's 10. Okay.
He's really good with computers, I hear. The best.
The best with computers. Yeah, we'll see what happens. You know what? If it is Trump Jr. in New York with Larry and Como, that's going to be really good for us. That's going to bring a lot of attention to that race.
Yeah,
right. It would.
However, there's going to be a lot of money on the Republican side coming in. So we have to fight against that now. Whereas if the Republicans just run a no name like they probably will, like they've done in the past, it's going to be really easy for us.
Wendy Long for governor.
Wendy Long for governor. Yeah, hopefully. That would be fantastic.
Who's that? I don't know what y'all talking about.
The lady who ran against Alex Merced for Senate, the Republican.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We've got some strategies that have never been implemented before that I've been wanting to implement. We just didn't have the resources. And now we're going to have the resources. With Larry's race, max contribution per individual is $51,000. So,
Nice.
yeah, we're going to be able to do some really cool marketing. And I've got some new plans that we're going to be able to case study out and see what works. So,
I'm looking forward to it. And the hope of the Libertarian Party rests on Larry's shoulders.
no, I don't think so. But
Just kidding.
yeah, there's going to be a lot of good campaigns, that's for sure. And Larry's, not only is he going to be a good candidate, but he's also going to teach other people how to be good candidates as well, other libertarians. So that's what's exciting.
Yeah. Larry was
Go ahead, Andy.
We're like 3 weeks off stumbling around here. But so I'm going to say, yeah, I mean, Larry was one of the really positive stories of this year, I feel like. And Austin, some of the radicals, like that's all really positive stuff that's coming up and getting started. Even if it didn't quite this year, it's right there and ready to strike.
It's our turn. It's the younger generation's turn. We're not the party of old white men over 60. Sorry, white guys.
Oh, man.
But we're not. We're diverse, and it's going to be good to show that.
Well, look at our vice presidential candidates this year. What do we have? A woman, a Muslim, a black man. We had what else?
An old white man over 60.
We had a Jewish. We had everybody was different,
Yeah.
And that's why I love that. And we didn't blink an eye about it. It's not like it was anything. It's just that we look at people as individuals, and we look at their merits of how they can convey the libertarian message, and bring. We look at that a lot more. So, or we have people that do look at that. Maybe not the party as a whole, or the delegates that were in Orlando.
Yeah.
This myth that we need someone that's been elected in government to run as a libertarian candidate is just ridiculous. We are fighting against the establishment. We're fighting against the people who've been in government for a long time. We don't need one of them to come join us and then try to implement the same thing that they were doing when they were in power. It doesn't make any sense. We need someone new. We need people that are fresh, that are not in government, that can come in there and say, you know what? I'm not looking at this as a career. I'm looking at this as a job to reduce the size and scope of intrusive government, to help people get the oppression off their backs. That's what we need. We don't need another oppressor.
Yeah.
Another oppressor in chief.
Yeah, no thanks. So hopefully we'll do a really good job over the next 4 years, and the convention in 2020, wherever it is, will have a bunch of younger, motivated, inspired Libertarian Party members that are ready to win some elections and ready to run a serious presidential campaign. You know, the whole Gary Johnson, build the party, right? That was their slogan. Well, the Johnson campaign's over now. Gary Johnson's gone. He hasn't made any statements. The guys from the campaign, a lot of them aren't making any statements. Well, where are they at? What's going on? We're the ones that are still here having to pick up the pieces and move forward in recruiting candidates. Well, their campaign's over.
Yeah, Gary's back to skiing and running Ironman.
Yep.
Well, that's,
so
I mean, that's pretty,
like, go for it.
Like we, you know, politics is all about trust, and it's all about looking after your people, and we can't bring somebody in from outside and be surprised when they don't trust us and when they don't look out for us. It's got to be libertarians who are going to bring it forward.
Yeah, so Pickens 2020, then, right?
No, hopefully we have a lot of success in 2018 with some of these new strategies and the strategies that we've been using to help our candidates over the past couple of years, and we win some elections or get really close to it, and I'm able to help on that 2020 campaign and implement some stuff that works.
So what's the status of the libertarian leadership? I know Larry did a video and some other people did videos. What's the current status?
The Libertarian Leadership Academy software is ready to go. I just got to upload the trainings. Actually, got to finish recording them and re-record some of them because there's an echo in a lot of them. So I'm going to have to redo some of them, but that's okay. Larry's coming up here next month where we're going to record his communications course where he's basically going to train libertarians on how to promote and sell libertarianism and the Libertarian Party. So that's going to be really exciting when that's all done and up. But we're looking at January 1st now.
Okay.
So
nice.
We're hoping to get it out before this election, but it just didn't happen.
Are you going back on tour too?
Next year, yeah. Starting in February. Got 2 dates booked out. And then I think I'm going to be the Tennessee convention and the Ohio convention. So
we should have a special 2017 Virginia convention. Bylaws say every 2 years.
What's the delegates? What's the delegates running?
Yeah. Well, I hope they're there. Hopefully, we have a statewide candidate to nominate. I think we will. And Bo also has some bylaws stuff he wants to get through. So,
cool.
The plan is to call a convention.
Do you have a convention every 2 years, or is it every year?
It's the bylaws say every 2 years. If we have statewide candidates, which we haven't very often, that's an off-year convention.
Yeah, so we do ours every year. And on Saturdays, we do our Cascade Liberty Summit, which is just speakers and comedians or whatever. It's all entertainment. Starts at 10 o'clock in the morning, right? Food, drinks. And then on Sundays when we do business. But every year really helps out because everyone around the state can come together. If you guys have elections every year, it would make sense.
Yeah, I actually think that might be one of the bylaws that Bo wants to change. So we'll see. I mean, it's fun to see everybody and just like hang out. But there's also business. And I'd really like to see us with a statewide candidate next year. Kind of fill the void in the off year.
Yeah, even if you don't do a business session, at least have an event, a conference where it can give your candidates the opportunity to go up and get some public speaking experience. Because I know every year we do it, we allow our candidates to come up and have anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes to give a speech. And we, get them to join Toastmasters and write it out and practice it beforehand, so they can get some video at the event. And then they can post it up on their websites or whatever. So
it's important.
Definitely.
All right, guys. Anything else you want to talk about before we sign off?
Nope, I'm good.
You good?
I think we did a pretty good job here.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm just glad the election season is over. Thank God it's over.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
As we go into 2017 and 2018.
More elections. So. All right, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you in 2 weeks, hopefully.
All right, thanks, guys.